When the masters ascended, masters attended, masters attendants, changing the law, now women, changing the law, strange things, you were strange to the law, when you were called, I could claim that you dog, like you know to be trained, like mental and things, really to be trained, train is simple, thing is mental, train a little, when it rains it falls and it rains on the truth, and I think it rains like Kanye, cause he ain't my team like Kanye, moving machine like Kanye. For me in the power, they can believe in Lordy, but they believe in Stephen Hardy. Now they kicking like women and looking like girlfriends, like on the weed and Stephen Hardy. They didn't believe in Lordy. Niggas don't want to do research, niggas want to wear t-shirts. I'm in the same bag, place too short but Fendi, Johnny was trending. One Dr. Young, he was the first in New York and Fendi. They go to the mall for Mendy's. They on the wrong side of history, they on the wrong side of Sicily. Videos. Enemies, Cupid, Hennessy, Kitty Spit, Energy, Kitty Sense, keep it one, top person, it would be my prince. Niggas so cool like I couldn't shoot the light with. On a 90-degree angle, 90 hours, a 90-degree angel.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to Melanin Mondays. I just want to ask everybody that's sitting in the back, please bring it up to the front. We are about to begin the festivities and the program for tonight, all right? Come on closer, y'all. It's all good. We are COVID clean in here. Nothing to worry about. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. Yes, indeed. All right. All right, family. We have a powerful show for you tonight. We have a few guests on the bill tonight. Usually it's only one special guest. But being that this is a powerful day and time, and we have a lot to talk about, we're going to present to you 2 speakers tonight that is going to bring to you information. One of our main speakers, our featured speaker of the night, is our brother out of Philadelphia. Okay? We call that Shaker Mexon. All right? He's known around the world as the traveling Moor. If you follow him on social media, he will give you a window to what it looks like in Europe, Africa, and everywhere where you could find Moors. And that brother is none other than our brother SABIR Bey. Please give him a hand, y'all. All right? SABIR Bey is in the building, fresh off of a flight. You know what I'm talking about? So we got to let him hydrate himself and get ready. And then we also have another special guest right out of Brooklyn, our brother, your brother, our good brother, Q Butter, all right? And Q Butter is going to get up here and he's going to talk to you about homeschooling because he has his own academy that he's been running out of Brooklyn where he has his own student body of children that he teaches all around the world. And I'm going to ask a question to the community in Atlanta and around the world. I would say to them, where is your homeschools at? Not just for one child, where's the institutions? Okay? We had the COVID lockdown and all of the children are learning from home, but there's no institutions. But everybody want to talk about who they voting for. But you didn't vote for the babies to have their own institution. So the brother's coming through and he's going to share the plans that he has to bring the homeschooling institution to Atlanta. Okay? And other things. So he will be coming up. But before we get into it, we're going to do a little bit of building. By a show of hands, how many people voted in this presidential election? And I'm not judging, right? You don't got to hide from me. By a show of hands, how many people participated in the voting process of the 2020 elections? All right, shout out to y'all in the front. It seems that the majority of the family in the building did not participate in the voting process, right? But the reality that we are all facing right now is the possibility of a Democratic 4 years, or in a Democratic, or what we call a Democratic administration, right? The left wing of a vulture. We say that there's two wings of a bird, but it's the same bird. And they play this game the same way that the young boys in the hood are playing the game. They're playing the color game. You either begging for the red, or you either begging for the blue. So by a show of hands, how many people are excited for the simple fact that you have a vice president that's melanated? Just about the same amount of people who did not vote, right? So what we witnessed this weekend on 11/7, right? In the streets of not just in the blue states, but all around the world, they were celebrating. They were having fun, right? Somebody said that it looked like the Cools were buck dancing. But I would say this. Ask yourself, what do you think black people would do when they get the news that an administration that had them basically cloaked in fear? What is our people to do? We can't dance? Are we not to celebrate? Even though, if you were to ask me, I would say it's an empty gesture. There's nothing to celebrate about. You going from one situation that you was complaining about, and you jumping in a new pot, and believe you me, with Creepy Joe and Kamala the cop, you're going to be complaining about some things in a few months, right? But just for the sake of positivity, I would say that I'm all for our people at least having a good time and shaking off that goddamn fear, because that's what the Trump presidency represented. By a show of hands, how many people would have voted for Trump if you could have voted? Okay, that's honest, and I respect that. There are a lot of people in our community, in the conscious community as well, who flipped the switch and became Trump supporters. They was even wearing the MAGA hats. Know what I'm talking about? By a show of hands, how many people know what MAGA means? No, beyond that. Before they came up with an acronym, the word MAGA had a definition. Who knows what MAGA means? MAGA is a magician. The same way that the Magi and the Magus, M-A-G-U-S, that is a sorcerer, that is a magician. And do you know what the color red represents? Activation. So here it is, you got this European man who's clearly dealing with some kind of magic, right? The type of magic that he was dealing with was called chaos magic, okay? The Luciferians and other people that control media and other parts of, the social engineers that control government, media and all of that, that's what they excel in that, okay? Luciferianism is the dark art of feeding off of fear. It's the dark art of feeding off of ignorance. It's the dark art of feeding off of people who don't know if they're coming or going. Setting them up with chaos and then bringing about order through the Hegelian dialect, right? So what was he doing the whole 4 years? He was disrupting what we would call the normalcy, right, of our everyday lives. He was trolling us. He was dealing with a form of chaos magic where he was getting results, and the people who were riding with him were also getting results. Who are those people? Everybody in the stock market. That he's going to go down as one of the worst presidents in U.S. history, but on the flip side of that, he's also going to go down as one of the best presidents for economics, based off of the stock market, based off of the fact that he had a 4-year bull run until the COVID hit. And I don't know if anybody's into the stock market, but god damn it, he made a lot of people rich. So we are now heading into a new phase called order. This new administration is a law and order administration, okay? If you got warrants, clear them shits up. Fast. Donald Trump, by way of Jeff Sessions, was trying to implement a law and order administration. But he did not do that. He got rid of Jeff Sessions. He's such a criminal that he couldn't even implement law and order because that nigga was fighting cases. Your president had more cases than Big Meech. How about that? So the new administration, right? Creepy Joe, he enacted the crime bill in 1994. How many astrologers in the building? Anybody dealing with astrologics in the building? Yes, peace. Are you aware of the alignment? I believe it's Saturn and Jupiter. There's a specific alignment that's prominent right now on this planet, and the last time that it was in alignment was in 1994. As above, so below. I am not an expert in astrologics. I'm only a student. But my teacher, Ross Ben, he laid that out in January, and he told us, look out for the 1994 energy. And we watched, and it kept popping up. How many people watched the versus battles? Right? The versus battle, DMX versus Snoop. Snoop is all 94 energy. RZA versus Premier. RZA is all 94. We was in such a nostalgic state, we was like, oh man. Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer, all 94. The best verses out of all of them. Why was that? Then Biggie Small, he's in the news prominently. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's all 94 energy. The Biden crime bill, that's all 94 energy. He signed the crime bill the same day the Ready to Die dropped. Right? Some of y'all wasn't even outside of the crib. You weren't even born. You weren't even thought of back then. But I'm here to let you know what the atmosphere was like in 1994. Right? Shit was loose. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of money in the streets. But it was so loose because you got to keep in mind, when you have a Democratic administration, they let a lot of shit fly. You understand? Talk to all of the drug dealers. They'll let you know about administrations. They be like, yo, when the Republicans is here, the dope is flowing. When the Democrats is here, it's a drought. And they locking everybody up. Right? So before the crime bill came, it was like a revolving door. People would get locked up for all kind of crimes and be out like the next day. Creepy Joe put together the crime bill and Bill Clinton pushed it through. Your first black president. And that began a cycle of destroying the quote-unquote already shaky foundation of the black family, because that in 1994, they was just coming out of the plague of the crack era. Right? So what we're talking about is policies that are specifically designed to disrupt, right, the home life. Me and my brother was on a live earlier, and we were talking about a report that was put out in the 70s by a senator out of New York, an Irishman by the name of Patrick Moynihan. How many people ever heard of Patrick Moynihan, right? A devout enemy of black people, a Democrat, okay? He put out a report, but this report was so detailed that it gave every single politician the data, the big data that they needed to do what? To craft things like crime bills, to craft things like the welfare program, to craft all of these social programs. It did such a job to our people that we still trying to figure out what the hell happened and when did it go wrong. We don't know what hit us upside the head, right? So fast forward to where we're at in 2020 with this new administration, right? With Kamala Harris, who is a DA. She's not a lawyer. She's a DA. She's a prosecutor. Okay? And one of the things about people who come out of India, whereas, you know, a lot of people are judging her for her record and what she did, but I'm saying that she's fulfilling her prophecy. In an Indian household, They raise their children differently. They belong to what is known as the caste system. Niggas don't know about a caste system. You just know that you was born poor. But you can get up out of that. Right? Some people say we're gonna hustle, we're gonna sell some crack to get out of poverty. And then you get stuck in Creepy Joe's trap. But in the caste system, you're born into your professions. And also in places like India, where there is no separation between spirituality and the state, they personify the deities. So the reason why you see so many doctors and so many people in so many engineering minds and so many lawyers coming out of places like India, you just got to look at the personification of their deities. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. They're tapped into the deities. So Kamala represents Kali. Go and look it up. Go, as a matter of fact, I'll do it for you. I'm going to go ahead and Google what Kamala means in her Indian language so we could get out our damn feelings. There's so many emotional Negroes running around crying about the inevitable. You gotta be in it and not of it. Stop crying. If you can't put on your big boy drawers and navigate through a goddamn Biden administration, you just need to hang it up and go somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? If you couldn't make it through 4 years of Trump, then that means that there was something, you didn't have a plan. The people with plans are not nervous. They welcome anything that you bring. Okay? There's no negative in this whole thing. Everything is a positive. Every single thing. So I'm going to give you the breakdown of a Kamala so we can understand who we're dealing with and the fact that she doesn't, she's not here to make nobody, she's not here to please no one. We as black people think somebody owes us something. I know that there's going to be a lot more Indian hair in the hood. Yeah. Because they're granting visas to about 50,000 Indians now. As a result of her getting in the seat of power. They're gonna open up India. You know what I'm talking about? Them people don't care about you. She's putting on for her people. My question is, are we gonna put on for our people? It's enough melanated people in these quote-unquote political offices that you don't need to be sitting on your hands waiting for her to pull the trigger. You got enough people already. And I don't see no triggers getting pulled. So when are we going to wake up out of the political farce? It's all window dressing. What really matters is the grassroots. What the hell are we doing in the West End? Right? What are we doing after Melanin Monday? That's the real question. What are we doing on the internet? Or in this community that they call in a community? Who's governing us? That's what I want to know. That's the only thing that matters. Okay, let me give you her breakdown. Kamala, Indian. So Kamala, which is also Kamalat Mika in Sanskrit, is called the fullness of her graceful aspect. She is believed as the 10th and last Mahavira, great wisdom, and is a form of Parvati. Okay? Sometimes she is also considered as the tantric form of Lakshmi. Y'all running around Indian by convenience. When it's time for yoga, you're Indian. But you don't want to do the knowledge. And then you mad at her because she vice president and she happened to be a prosecutor. But nobody's pointing out what energy she represents. She's not here to be your friend. She represents an energy. And her name, right? Because The same way that we born with names and these names charge us, everybody else is too. So if she's born underneath a certain type of name, and that name denotes a certain type of energy, and we know that she comes from a very religious country, then they're going to charge her with that energy, and she's carrying out that energy for her people. Kamala has a golden complexion. This ain't Kamala Harris's breakdown. This is for the Kamala as an Indian deity. Kamala has a golden complexion. She is being bathed by 4 large elephants. What's the sound of the Democrats? She is bathed by 4 large elephants who pour kalashas of Amrita, which is nectar, over her. She has 4 hands. In 2 hands she holds 2 lotuses. In her other 2 hands are a gesture of giving assurance. Is she not giving assurance to the world right now? Black women is like, God damn it, we made it. Go to Howard right now and see that they not lit. She's giving everybody assurance. Black women is like, oh my goodness, I live to see a woman in the White House. They're not excited about Creepy Joe. They're excited about Kamala. You know what I'm talking about? He's not the one. She's the one. He represents an old paradigm. He's patriarchy on his way out the door. Donald Trump represented one form of it. He was the aggressive patriarchy, in your face type of thing. And Joe Biden represents the passive patriarchy. Smile in your face and stab you all up in your back. And both of them is on the way out the door. The newest energy in that whole thing is that sister right there. Right? Respectively, she is shown as seated in a lotus posture on a lotus, symbol of purity. Kamala and Sri Lakshmi are the same goddess. Okay? So we got to do a little bit of more studying so we understand the energies that we're dealing with. So we understand at the time that we're dealing with. We said it before, we in the Kali Yuga. Don't get emotional about shit that you see. The world is upside down. You're living in that time period. You reincarnated because you wanted to be here. So when you see certain things, you can't take it personal. This is the times that we're living in. We are in the Kali Yuga. We are in what is known as the end times. So what I hope to see is our communities utilizing this situation of being underneath a Democratic administration for 4 years to do what? To build our own. It's not going to be the same as trying to build your own underneath the Trump administration when our people were bathed in fear. What does fear produce? Cortisol. What does cortisol do? It stifles you. It stops your hair from growing. You know what I'm talking about? It releases toxins in the body. It's not healthy. What has happened to the whole world as a result of the COVID lockdown? People got sicker. Been in the hood lately looking at the people's faces? I went to New York recently. I had to hightail up out of there because it didn't look right. All of that fear. So not only is America underneath fear because of Donald Trump, the whole world is blanketed in fear based off of the COVID-19 crisis, the pandemic, right? So nobody wants to do anything. Everybody is stuck. So the minute they got any type of reprieve, any type of reprieve, they were dancing with happy feet in the streets. Right? Now they're sitting around waiting for more instructions. They're waiting for a little more dopamine. Because that's really just what it is. It's serotonin being released. And we're going to act on that. But as a magical people, as a people who could take nothing and make something, how are we going to take something and make more of it? That's all I want to know. You know what I'm talking about? We should be planning this so when January comes, when the inauguration comes in, we already have inaugurated a plan. We have already inaugurated something that we could all collectively agree upon. Because if you're waiting around for the administration to roll out some things that we're all going to agree upon, you're going to be waiting a very long time. The first thing that they're going to hit you with is mandatory vaccinations. Are you ready for that? She's going to assure the mothers, that's her job, right? She's going to assure the mamas to convince you to put a needle in your child's arm. That's her job. That's what she's going to do. She's going to soothe you. She's going to have some goddamn, some deltas. Was she a delta? AK. She's going to have some AKAs with her in that pink and green with their pinkies up, and they're going to soothe you. Michelle might pull up with her. Obama's coming back. Right? Obama's on the way back. And one of her first orders will be that mandatory, or one of their first. They already made the call today. The stocks on Pfizer went through the roof. They're 90% done with their trials. And the stocks skyrocketed. And then Biden appointed his transition team. I Googled a whole bunch of them. All of them is pro-vaccination for everybody. And then Bill Gates is in the cut somewhere waiting. So, mandatory lockdown, mandatory masks around the whole USA, mandatory, New York already passed the law on the 3rd, mandatory vaccinations for everybody regardless of anything. If you're living in New York, get up out of there now. So that's what you're going to get in them blue states. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you for voting a minute. But once again, that's just one of the many hurdles as a people. We just have to collectively come together to decide how are we going to get over this. Because there's always a way out. Nothing is final. We was on a live today, somebody was like, damn, man, I can't, the New World Order is on the way. Like, nigga, the New World Order is here. What are you talking about? The New World Order? That's 9/11. You serious? The New World Order? You don't see the order? You don't see what's going on around the world. So, what tonight is going to represent is two different perspectives, right? Our brother Q Butter, who has education as a hallmark. He's in Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of the worst. It's almost like Baghdad. You understand? Brooklyn is gentrified. It's almost like when you hear about Chicago with the Wild Hunters. That's what Brownsville is. That's where all of the drillings take place, all of the killings and whatnot. So in the midst of all of that, this brother has his own institution, and he's teaching babies and whatnot. And he's online and he's teaching babies around the world. And I'm like, yo, that's the plan right there. Because my daughter, she's doing online schooling and whatnot, but I'm peeping what's taking place. I'm like, no, we need our own shit. And they made it easier with the online solution. Where Dr. Umar at? No, I'm dead ass. Because the pivot could be made and we could just have online institutions. You don't need no physical building. But I'm sure in his inbox he got 100 resumes of teachers. These babies need to know who the fuck they are, pardon my French, right now. Not when they turn a teenager, not later on down the line. We gonna wait, no, we waited too long. These babies need help. They're not learning what they need to learn. They're still learning white patriarchal Western society's version of who the hell they see him as. And then in a minute, they're going to be getting taught by cross-dressers. And you can't say nothing about it because they're going to call the people on you if you oppose that. They're going to call the social workers like, wait, you don't want little Timmy to sit on a transvestite? Wait a minute. Going against Kamala's laws. So the brother's going to come and bring a perspective about the need to learn. He's not just doing that, he's doing other things. I'm going to let him talk about it. And then you're going to also see a global perspective, not from Google or Wikipedia, but from somebody that's going around the world and will be able to tell you what he sees. Okay? He's going around the world. He's searching. He's going into their libraries. He's going into their castles. He's going and digging up all of the stuff that they have buried. That's how you do it. We're in an age of experience. This is not the age of what you know no more. Forget what you know. That was so 2019. This is about what you're experiencing based off of what you know. Okay, you know some shit. What are you doing with it? Oh, you know that we sovereign. Oh, you know that we indigenous. Oh, you know that we autonomous. Oh, you know that we are global citizens. Are you going around the globe to cash in? Because I know that the minute the gates open up, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'll be back. You know what I'm talking about? I went to the UK in 2019. That was one of the most enlightening experiences of my life. You been there, SABIR? Yo, the UK is popping. They took what we was doing in America and they upgraded it. Facts. They got their shit together. Huh? I know they fighting in lockdown. Yeah, they got a few organizations that popped up during that whole lockdown thing, and they real powerful. They take the information, and I'm not judging America, and I'm not, I ain't shitting on us, but because of their background with the king and the queen, and it's just a different mind state. They don't have presidents over there, right? They're comparing themselves to Queen Elizabeth. That's who they got to measure up to. So when you go out there, everything that you see that they do is posh, right? I went to an event. It was 2,500 conscious people. All of the vendors was. I'm talking about the shit was subpar. It was upstairs. The packaging. Everything was upstairs because they have a different standard out there. And when it comes to the information, they were asking me 1,000 questions, and all of them shits was upstairs. None of that downstairs stuff that you hear out here. Your red pill is gone left-handed. If you don't get your ass out of here. The debate culture dumbed us down. That's a fact. Niggas took a nosedive during the debate culture, and now we're back in like second grade. I looked at a video from 2009 and I was embarrassed. I turned it off fast because we was 100 times deeper than where we at right now. We're still climbing back up. This whole community crash in terms of the level of information to where we was at. If Bobby Hemmett popped up today to talk to you, you would be lost. You wouldn't know what the fuck he talking about. You wouldn't. Because this information has been completely dumbed down. That's just the pure facts. You know what I'm talking about? So, before we begin the festivities tonight, we have a musical guest. Right? This musical guest has bestowed her gifts on me personally when we've been in the studio. We've done songs together, right? I've witnessed her artistry, okay? This sister is extremely talented. She is very determined, okay? And she has a beautiful body of work, all right? And we're going to bring that body of work to you in about 5 minutes. We're going to do a little bit of intermission, a little bit of music. Before we even say that, I just want to point out the vendors, or we call them entrepreneurs. We don't like to utilize. These are upcoming businesses. These are startups. So we have a few startups in the building. And before we take the break, I'm going to bring some of them up so they can introduce themselves and make themselves familiar to you and whatnot. But in the meantime, between time, we got my brother. He drove from Miami. Give him a hand. This is DJ Fire Vibe, one of my day ones, right? When I was, what year was that? like '04, '05, we used to run through South Beach together, you know, getting our information, getting our knowledge up and whatnot, doing our independent thing. But the brother's here, he's gonna spin some tunes and whatnot. He's gonna give you some music, and then we will be back with Songbird in the building. And then after that, we will give you this information. Thank you everybody for your time. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. All right? Now, don't be scared. Do it. No. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let's go. Yeah. Clap it up. That's right. Okay. I don't want to. There you go. That's our hungry and whatnot. The kitchen is open. We have some beautiful vegan food. The chefs, they make some very, 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 very tasty rolls. They have some excellent food. Make sure you support them. We got Tassili's wraps as well that are in the refrigerator. We got some drinks. We got water. MOOR jug. We will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you all. Hey.
One day, day one, it's your decision. Anything I live, it's your
New red color right here.
You gotta take it to me, you gotta take it to make it on.
Shout everybody in the building.
I know you've seen all this all before. The genius of the moment is always natural. Being songs all we're calling food, the Lord in your phone. I know you read the books, we know you make the books, we know you play the bird, but we know you're waiting to. I don't sing this before. The genius of love, and all those natural beings. I know my eyes can take no more. I didn't see it out too, I heard it out. Instead of I'm sorry. One day, it's your decision. Anything I want, it's just the book was drilling for the feelings, feeling like a week, feeling took his feelings, telling my life story of what I've been through, exercising my demons, it's like I'm Hindu, exercising I'm steaming, it's like I'm Hindu, growing up really dreaming, was a simple, any given Sunday, most of us predicates, squeezing cannons, and yachts off the coast of Connecticut, like Stephen Bannon. Forgiving, forgiving, no fucks to give them, no fucks to give them. Where were you niggas when my ribs was touching? Where were you niggas when my ribs was touching? When it started to itching, that's when that matrix started to glitching. Horrible the part in the kitchen, rapper Pyrex, pots in the starch in the butcher, black delicious, give me hearts in the witch again. One day, it's your decision. I found myself inside a sea of confusion. Switch my focus just to realign my way. My own mortality consumed this like illusion. I just asked for help to take me on my way. Sovereign deprivations when I spark up my cannabis. I just had a vivid vision, rubbing some amethyst. Well, were you motherfuckers when my lips would touch you? I was out of my mind, I was doing too much. I was in a place where my mistakes wouldn't budge. Really face to face with the drug I chose radical self-love. Priestess to the nation, supreme creatress. Dressed in all black, I got the fuck out the matrix. Ascended in my greatness with my sacred patroness. Yeah, the scientist and alchemist. It's imperative I speak with some perish in the street. But this mission was complete, so I find peace inside my sleep. I give it all, my only wish is be good. Time may take years, but I'm still working. Said I'm still working. It's hard to have no fear, but I'm still hurting. Said I'm still hurting. Emotions run wild. If life is a bitch, I'm choosing pimpery. I knew the wintry would take who to act fool eventually. Still they wanna root against me, but the shooter's gonna shoot eventually. The root of entry, the size of a Bentley beat. The desert storms of evil smokes for them evil folks. These niggas want or the ego stroke. To be told, when them evil folks took the soul from Oakland in these streets, niggas really were broke open in these streets. Then they put dope off running in these streets. Fast forward, now they broke off in these streets. Broke off on these streets, no broker in peace. No smoke in the leaf, smoke with the chief. No words, smoking to the peace. No hope in these streets. Hopefully dirty money, no soap off in these streets. But there's coke police, coke in these streets. Dopamine, dope in these beats. John Paul, Pope in these beats. Spoke to these beats, cloaked and discreet. Give me put the dope on these streets. Red and blue pills hard to swallow. Yeah, that's potpourri sweet. Food for thought, that's grocery free. The ghost spell, yeah, that's so fully free. Sleep well, go and be sheep. Time may take years, but I'm still working. Said I'm still working. And it's hard to have no fear, but I'm still working. Said I'm still working. Emotions burn. bless us and make us strong. I trust that we'll be there someday to come. I never doubted, I keep the faith all along. Deep down, I'm a servant, that's you show all the best there is. I got all the love to be. All the care there is. So only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade away. Fade away.
All right, family. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. The break is over, and we are going to get back into the festivities of the night. All right. So, I want to make a special announcement. By show of hands, how many scorpions in the building? Okay, that's right. Scorpion season. Mine is the 14th. It is coming up. I take CIVICS. Yes, Amir's the 10th. All right, and my son Amir, his was the 7th. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Amir, SABIR's son. Love the brother. All right, and today we have another Scorpio in the building that I want to bring up. Today is her birthday. She is one of the co-hosts of Melanin Monday. She's been very instrumental to the foundation of this event. Every single week we've been doing it. The sister's been behind the scenes doing her magic, making it happen, making it work. You know what I'm talking about? And I am proud to present to you none other than my sister, your sister, the very lovely, very beautiful African Secret. Give her a hand, y'all. Yes, yes.
Thank you. How's everybody feel? That's a little weak. How is everybody feeling tonight? There we go. So I got to say, when I say how you feel, I want y'all to say powerful. Okay? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. How y'all feel? Powerful. There we go. That's better. That's better. Let me get that energy. So, before we start the show, because we got the beautiful Songbird in the building, she's about to come rock the mic for y'all, give y'all an amazing, thank you, baby, give y'all an amazing show. But I wanted to share with y'all this beautiful queen who we have in the building tonight. Thank you. Anye, who wrote this beautiful book, y'all. It's 74 quotes, motivation, affirmations, things to help you kick ass and start your day. And this queen is doing something powerful, and I just want to shine a light on her real quick and have her come up and talk about this book that she wrote. Come on, queen, come on. Come up here and talk about your book. Come on, queen. Don't be shy. Let's give her a round of applause, everybody.
Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anye. I'm new to this community. This is my second Melanin Monday and I am loving it. Loving all the melanin I see. Really quickly, this is 74 kick-ass quotes to get you motivated, okay? These are 3 sets of original quotes that I wrote, and it's designed to help you achieve your passion-driven goal, whatever that may be. So from start to finish, you get to choose. The 3 sections in this book are positive quotes for reinforcement, daily quotes for inspiration, and kick-ass quotes to get you motivated. So you can flip through the book, and there is also a journal section on each page, so that way you can write down how you're feeling, going along with the day, so you can see what quote, is going to get you to get your goal completed. There we go. Woo, a little winded. But I'm really, really proud. This is my first published book. I'm also working on others. I'm working on an affirmations book for Black women, because we are powerful, and I want all Black queens and Black children to know that. But you can go ahead and check me out. You can also sign up for my newsletter, and that way you'll get all the updated promotions and new releases. Okay.
Amazing. So how do they find you? Where
Oh.
do they sign up?
Well, important part. I'm on Instagram. You can search me all about Anye. It's also in my book, so you can actually look it up. And I'm on Amazon, so you can download the ebook for free. No catches, no nothing. You can go ahead and download it right now. I accept reviews too. I love reviews. And go ahead and download it for free. But the paperback I do have available here. Okay.
Awesome. That is so amazing. That is amazing. Let's kick ass. First of all, beautiful black queen. Let's give her a round of applause. Y'all, please go check her out. Support the queen. She's got some of those hard copies with her at the back. Y'all go check her out and support, okay? So getting ready. We about to have this amazing show with this queen named Songbird, who's, from New York. Come down here to Atlanta, coming to vibe with us. She's about to give us a real show, so I would like to bring her to the stage. Can I please get a round of applause for Songbird? And y'all give a big round of applause. It is her birthday. Secret, right here. Happy solar return. Yeah, we celebrating life tonight. Love you.
Now we about to rock it.
Yes, we are.
And we got the beautiful band, right? Tell us about the band, sis.
Peace, y'all. What's up? Peace. Can y'all hear me okay? Y'all can hear me all the way in the back? Say hey. Oh, okay, we here. We together. Man, technical difficulties, all type of things, but I'm here. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. You're blessed. We are blessed. Man, if y'all knew what it took just to get here, whew. But I just want y'all to really vibe with me. Tonight, I'm going to be doing mixtures of covers as well as some original music. So everybody in this room is going to hear music that no one has ever heard yet, period. Besides me and the creative team. So y'all are special tonight. Y'all give it up for yourselves. Yeah. You know. Peace. Y'all give it up for Fire. Spinning. Y'all give it up for Fire. He's spinning the records over here. Alright, let's do it. Won't go astray, won't be afraid. You won't catch me running. I cherish the day. Won't go astray, won't be afraid. You won't catch me running. You're moving away. Only you can rescue me. This is your prayer. If you were mine, if you were I won't be afraid. Won't let you run it. I cherish the day. Won't go astray. Won't be afraid. Cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. Won't catch me lying. I cherish the day. Won't go astray. Won't be afraid. No. Got the first one out, y'all. How y'all feel out there? I'm an interactive person, so I'll be talking to y'all all night. I just want to shout out my sister. I was going to save it for the middle or the end, but what you guys see me clothing, my hair, the feathers, it's all this beautiful woman right here. Stand up, Delete. Y'all give it up for Delete Johnson. This is Ascension 9. So, this show, real quick, because I'm not trying to, be before you super long. But this show is built on the number 9. And I told her that today. 9 is death and it's also rebirth. So, today, guys, I'm going through a transition. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to the higher self and I'm staying here. You know what I mean? And you can do that right now, too. So, we're all going to do this cleansing, this healing power together. I need freedom, and I need Kyrie. I don't see you guys. Hey, Kyrie, freedom. Hey, this is my brother and my sister. Freedom. Can you just light the first 2 candles to represent what we've done already? And then, we can keep coming at each song with this, blessing. I also have a business called Featherology. This is the ostrich feather. This is the white feather. For cleansing and for purity. For everyone here tonight. Whatever you're going through, it's alright. Because you made it here tonight. It's a message, whether in the music, through what Red has already spoken on, through everybody that's to come. And this is what I brought tonight as a cleansing. To myself, to you guys, to the band. Somebody in the crowd like, oh, she... I'm not. I just went through a lot. And I've learned to use my metaphysical tools. I've learned to get out of my own head and my own thoughts. So I'm going to bring the celebrator too. And however y'all feel tonight, I want y'all to feel it from the core. I also have my own. So I'm going to be building an altar with y'all. If you don't have an altar, you should get one. You should create it. You should put pictures on it of loved ones that you care about. Whatever it is. Make sure you feed them. Make sure you give them some water. Can you pass me this right here? This is all on the fly. I didn't mean to rehearse none of this. This is all spirit. Oh no, because it's glass. I have this from my grandmother. I'm on live, so I'm not going to say too much, but this from my grandmother. I took a sip before I got on stage. I got a mushroom up here too. I got all types of stuff. Whoa. Alright. Oh, sorry, baby. Mother, it's far too many from you cry. Brother, You know that you got me. Some love, peace, and understanding. Father, everybody thinks that we're wrong. Because you where I came from. But you know we got to find a way to bring some love and understanding in it's not from the punish me, from the brutality, from so we can see. Yeah, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Take to the bridge. Yeah. Oh, mercy, mercy, please. Oh, things ain't like they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? How much more of you can we stand? Oh, mercy, mercy, please. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? This should have been can't you see? I'm tired of this political scheme going on. I'm tired of COVID-19 going on. They told us it started in 2019. The truth is it started way before 2019. We all got to stand together and build together. It's all about networking in this room right now. Look each other in the eyes right now. Hey, live streamers, I see you. Y'all give it up for Red Pillow, my brother. I don't see him right now, but I know he's in the room. Y'all give it up for Secret. This is a beautiful night. Give it up for all of the vendors around the room. Give it up for yourselves. Connect with each other, build with each other. All right, Fire, where you at? Fire? Fire. That's an old song, right? Oh, you know that song, huh? Y'all give it up for the band. Don't they sound amazing? Y'all want to hear it? No, I ain't gonna tell them that. No, I ain't gonna tell them that. You right. Thank you. We was right here. Yeah. Y'all give it up for Fire. He's here, girls. So now this portion of the show is gonna be the original music. You know, Kyrie, you ready? All right.
All right, Kyrie.
Y'all give it up for God, Kyrie. It's my brother. Kyrie, you want to dance out down there? You want to, where do you feel like you want to be? You know, I just want us to have eye contact too, because you know it's like a skit and it's a poem and all of that stuff. No.
Hey. All y'all are beautiful.
So this is gonna go by real quick. I'm giving y'all a preview from now for the album. So give it up for God, Kyrie. This is my brother. Going in circles about to lose my mind. Tell me what will last as only the truth of the night. Only you choose yourselves. Bring up our people out here hurting and crying and doing time. Now let's listen after that. Still the same goal. Gotta hear myself cause we're all flawed. Take back and fight for what is yours. Always give my choice and yours. Make yourself first, never ever pause. It's not to know the truth, and even to say you are. Stand up and square your shoulders, black man, and love your brother as you love yourself. And mentally break free from the programs you've been given. Get rid of those toxic people and those things. Learn the lessons and walk your path until you discover you. Hey, then your purpose will unfold. Then your purpose will unfold. Yes. So that's just a little excerpt. That was that. How did? Listen, I'm gonna let you talk for a second because I know you got something to say here.
All of y'all are. If we could do that all collectively one time, let's take a breath real quick so we can go in.
Take a breath.
We should do that one more time. To be in control of the breath is to be in control of the self.
Yes.
To be in control of within is to be in control of everything outside.
Yes.
Master your breath, master yourself, master your universe,
Yes.
master your reality.
Yes.
We are all the same.
Yes.
We're all reflections. We all come from the sun. They are about divide and conquer. That's not us. There is no one superior but the self.
Yes.
The enemy is within. It's not outside. The battle is against the higher self and the lower self. So how about we start connecting with our higher self so we can connect with love. Because love conquers all. GODKYRE. I also go by Chief. And that's a title, that's not my name. That's love.
Yes. 1 second.
And I will keep going. I just also want to say that everything can always be worse.
Yes.
And I guess I'll give this time to promote myself as a spiritual teacher and a spiritual advisor. How do I want to say? God talks through numbers. I know some of y'all have heard the term angel numbers. We can't run from numbers. Numbers are just symbols that represent energy. But when you start to learn what the energy represents, you can see the messages. So that's what I consider myself to be. I call myself a number K specialist. And the K just stands for knowledge. We have numerology, and the Chaldean system, or the Chaldean system, is the native system. It's us, the Mela.
or melanated. We use these old terms that wasn't made for us. So I got melon, which is short for melanated. Dosky, which is short for dark skin. Because there ain't no race. Out of darkness came light. So it's really colorism.
Yes.
But I ain't gonna say too much more. Godkyre.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Now we're gonna turn up. You don't have to go nowhere, but I envision everybody dancing by this point. And you'll see why in the next song.
Swag.
I need everybody just to stand up. Just get out of there, come on. Come on. It's also for me too. Hey. This song is called MOOR. M-O-R. M-O-O-R.
Can we get more? See it to me more. Can we get more? Can we get more? See it to me more.
Come on, y'all.
Can we get more? Can we get more? See it to me more.
The proposition's on you.
Can we get more? Can you get more? See it to me more. No one is perfectly but before you fall. Stop wondering what's up to you are. No loving any ways to love you. There are some moments when insecurities make it the best of me, but we can't just see into a better version of me. Yeah, make you feel how you wanna feel. Nobody can apply for you. Nobody can ever control you. Oh, make you feel how you wanna feel. Accept all your flaws, they're part of you. So much the lines ahead of you. Can we get more? Can we get more? See it to me more. Can we get more? Can we get more? See it to me more. Can we get more? Can we get more? See it to me more. The competition's on you. Can we get more?
As I look in the sky, I look at my face. I know that I'm humble, I know my grace. I know who I am, I know who I'm supposed to be. I live in authority. Yeah, come on, y'all. This song is about our nationality, our sovereignty, our true sisterhood, our true brotherhood. So that's why I had to stand up. Because for far too long, we've been sitting down on our purposes. And it's not just about me, it's not about Songbird, it's about you. It's about you, it's about you. Step into your purpose. We are, say it, MOOR. MOOR. And this song is a double entendre because you can spell the M-U-U-R, you can spell the M-O-O-R, you can spell the M-O-O-R-E. Y'all forgive me because I don't like the English language anymore. It just, you know. Yeah. Oh, can you get more? Oh, can you get more? Oh, can you get more? Can you get more? Alright. So, I feel like every few songs is just, you know, where's Freedom? Freedom, you got the lighter back? Can you keep lighting them? Each candle represents each movement of this act. These are white candles for a reason. Purification. The ostrich feather. We gotta tap back into our tools, y'all. This may not be your feathers. Whatever you are. I know God Kyrie, he got machetes. You know what I mean? Brother Blue Pillar, he has liquid gold. He has colloidal silver. We all have different things to heal each other, and we all need to connect more beyond this surface level stuff. Can we do that? I love y'all. All right, so let's go to the next song. Now, many of you know my brother Cambada. If you know Cambada, all right, good. So this is gonna be our first time, but I just wanted to include him in this set because, like I said in the beginning, this show is about death and rebirth for me. And I met this brother 3 years ago in the studio, and from that point on, we have been creating nothing but great music, and just music that heals and that teaches. You know, metaphysically, Cambada is on another planet where he raps. But what I feel most is his heart. I know how much time he spends into his craft. I see him stay away from his family, not on purpose, but to do his purpose. You get what I'm saying? To do his craft and love and art in the studio. And there's many other people in here, Red Pill, Blue Pill, all of the artists that are connected down here that are connected to me. We are all out here for much more than something bigger than ourselves. You know what I mean? And the music is just the healing. You know, shouts out to Sharice, the healing. So yeah, let's play The Silence of Lambada. Go purchase LSD, y'all. It's on iTunes. Cambada with a C. Cambatta. And this song is called The Silence of Lambada. Just take a listen.
Mary had a little lamb, Sherry had a little cow, carried them within her hand, married to a missing man, buried under stricken land. Mary had a little lamb, Sherry had a little cow, miracle she didn't plan, nothing makes sense like a sinner can. Grown man sleeping on the floor, hit a wife squeaking by the door. I ain't really human anymore. Money spent on his back, but we I can't afford. What's the meaning of it all? Living in the Bronx, where streets and in the fall. Police are on the prowl. Isolated from the people I adore. Family and friends I speak to anymore. Mama struggle, she can't even get a call. Probably think that I don't need her anymore. I'm just working out my demons with the Lord. Put them deep into the soul like I bleed when I recall. I don't even like breathing when I pour. So I'm working till I'm rich enough I could buy my freedom from the law. God, maybe I just need to be involved. Maybe it's too deep for me to solve. Sherry had a little cat. Within her hand, she was to a missing man, buried in the stricken land. Mary had a little lamb, Sherry had a little cat. Nothing makes sense like a sinner can, living in a state. I've been so preoccupied, I ain't know my uncle and my auntie died. Remember when I heard my grandmother die? Wasn't there to wipe the tears from mama's eyes. Little sister wasn't hella traumatized. Should've been home on Thanksgiving, I apologize. The gift in my spirit can't be quantified. And when I ain't have a father, Uncle John was mine. Gotta try. I thank you. You still be the one that I pray to. I still feel I have to be grateful. But why do you take back your angels? I love you, I hate you, but that didn't ask to be made you. Can't I relax and be stable? Why does this have to be painful? God. Mary had a little lamb, Sherry had a little cat. Within her hand, married to a missing man, buried under stricken land. Mary had a little lamb, Sherry had a little cat. Miracle she didn't plan. Nothing makes sense like a sinner can, living in a stand. Already died, I can't die no more. And I wanna be alive some more. Already cried, I can't cry no more. Feeling so high, why my eyes so low? Trying to shine, that light so much. It's hard to be inside, even I don't know. Places in my mind, even I won't know. This time goes in the final show.
Y'all give it up for Cambada featuring I am Songbird. If he's on here live, I feel like he might be. Shouts out to you, Cambato. We love you. All right. Now let's go to Take It For What It Is. All my music is truth, y'all. It's about my real life story. Just real quick before, I know I just said play it, but one more time. I was in church for most of my life, and I know a lot of you out here might have, or might have not. But I was living in a fog. I went to church, I served, I was on the usher board, I was a trustee. I was pretty much like on every board in the church. And one day, I asked a simple question to myself. I said that there's more. I was a Bible teacher. I was studying. Every day I had 6 books around me, 6 dictionaries, thesaurus. I had all the books. I went to everybody, the elder, the bishop, the preachers. And I said, there's still something missing, not knowing that it was my own frequency and my own light being used each time that I stand up there and sing praise and worship. Welcome into this place. Like, when I think about the lyrics now, I'm like, I was really condemning myself because I didn't know what those words mean. So now having the ability to write my own music, you know what I mean, and portray my own thoughts and not thinking double-mindedly, as they say in the Bible or whatever, and really understanding what things mean in its context. Understanding that each scripture had 3 parts, an A, B, and a C. Understanding that the words that they taught me in school wasn't what I thought them to be or what the definition was. And only Spirit can get that to you. You know what I mean? So after I had my wake-up call, about now, I'll say 5 years, another wake-up call. Then that's when I discovered MOOR. Then it got like I felt some turbulence, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I'm going in the right path. Like I felt like I was just out there in the sea of the abyss. And this song came to me, and it's called "Take It For What It Is." TI4WII. Take it for what it is. Thank you, Fire.
Take it for what it is. Wake up, give up on the cycle. Take it for what it is. Wake up, give up on the cycle. Super conscious about that life. Taking devotion and touching my higher self. Very spiritual, make you rise up to your higher self. Just be honest, and bring your promises that we want. This path ain't slowly. I was meant to see. In the day, we could talk all day. It's all about you. I ain't gonna repeat that life. Know your faults, let it go. Yeah. Alone the conscience, it's a cast out life. I'm breaking the curses, but in love with the higher self. Open up your eyes and show yourself. This game is on you. You can't live for anyone. The ancestors surround us all. So whoever you find, I put this on you. Just let me do what I do. Keep up with the bullshit. I'm wicked.
What's her name? Kamala? I thought about Olive. Yeah, my bad. We didn't rehearse that part, but it's okay. Man, Joe Biden is president. You know, one thing that came to me when I was driving the other day, I said, you know, I had tuned out of like all of the politics and for so long. But when I seen just a random woman just in the park in a blue prom dress, and she was like running in the park, like, I mean, full speed, like running and just like doing all types of things. That's when I knew, I was like, it's much deeper than just the blue and the red. You know what I mean? Some people honestly feel like, I'm curving my words a little bit, but some people feel as though that voting for Trump was the best thing so many years ago. And some people now feel like what they just did for, you know, voting for Joe Biden is what it is. But what I'm here to tell you is that truth is always truth. You know what I mean? That's the fact. Truth is truth. You know what I mean? So live in your purpose, y'all. Woo, I feel so much and I see so much. I love y'all. But it's not about just the political arena that's going on. They already got all of that planned out. We got to stick together. We have to stick together in this room and then go outside and keep adding. Speak to our brother, speak to our sister. So, coming up to the last song, y'all give it up for Fire. He's just like, he giving me eye contact. Like, I feel like I'm rehearsing this with you. So this is called Mahalo. Mahalo means, hold on one second. Sorry. Because that's a track. I gotta sing against it. Mahalo represents just saying thank you. And I want to say thank you to y'all for being the first listeners. I have a lot more to do in the studio when it comes to this music, just to bring it to life, visuals. But today I just wanted to debut this to the room, whoever was going to come tonight. And just to say thank you. We got to live in gratitude. We got to wake up singing. We got to wake up dancing. Even if singing and dancing ain't what you do, whatever you do, just wake up and do that. Don't focus on social media all the time. Don't focus on all of this stuff that just go to get us all out of whack. Just stay focused in your purpose, because that's what I did just a few years ago, and this is how this music was birthed. So all the artists and the creatives that's in the room, just like bro said, I'm determined, I am. You know what I mean? Because I gave up on myself a lot, and I decided this time around I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like this was my last round. But then I came to Atlanta, and I tapped in, and I understood what I was missing, even from being from Jersey and New York and being up there for all of my life. You know, I'm more in tune with my family down here. You know, my mother is 3 hours, she's in Alabama. She called me right before I got on the stage. That's why I had my phone in my hand and I was running back and forth. Because she was just like, I want to pray with you. I just want to send you energy. I'm not able to be there with you. You know, and that's what we got to do. We got to remember each other. We got to pick up the phone and we got to say, I love you. Whatever it is you want to piece up with your people, because tomorrow's not promised. The next hour is not promised. So this song is my halo. This is my single. It'll be coming out in March. Love y'all.
Asking myself what I had to go through, why I truly never known you.
Talking about myself.
As the time goes by, sharing our whole lives, your presence changed me within my soul. It's not the same, your presence. I am not afraid, I will never be the same. I am your love, I am your conscience, I am a muse, I am a goddess. I All I really want is you to pull me through. I never felt this way. Hearing, believing, but not knowing the truth. My halo, my halo, my halo, halo, you're my halo, my halo, halo. Shines through me, you help me through my mess. Yes, you help me through my stress. Yes, you're the air I breathe. You're the song I sing. Your presence soothes me within my mind. The breath of life, the presence. Life has a purpose. To live it is a blessing. Look in the mirror, notice the beauty that you have. Love yourself, y'all. Now I know myself. The old me is left. Old me is left. This is the macaw feather. I'm shedding, y'all, tonight. I'm shedding all my pain and all my work. Knowing the truth. My halo, my halo, my halo, halo. You're my halo, my halo, halo. Now I know who I was born to be. I don't look to many answers. I am the answer. Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. Love y'all. I am what I say. Stand up, y'all. What I am. My halo. We give you gratitude, period. This is it, y'all. I ain't got nothing for you. Hey, that's it. You gonna rock out. Come on, stand up. Y'all better stand up. Halo, my halo, my halo, halo, my halo, Number 9, death to rebirth. And Red brought up Bobby Hemming. Man, you're right what you said about Bobby Hemming. Humanitarian. Number 9. And y'all get ready for the next 2 days, because it's about to be another shift on November 11th. It's a powerful day. Tap in. I love y'all. My name is Songbird. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at I am Songbird. Anything y'all need to know, just hit up the IG. I love y'all.
Give another hand. Come on, y'all. Another round. Songbird. All right. So, we are going to get right into the festivities. We're going to keep it going. And after our next guest, we're going to have a break. All right? And I encourage y'all once again to go and get you some vegan food. Just go and get that. Read that menu. You know what I'm talking about? Do your palate, do your taste buds a favor and get you some of this food that them brothers is over there cooking. And make sure you pick up some. There's a whole bunch of vendors in the building. There's a whole bunch of products in the building. Take full advantage, all right? Now, without any further ado, y'all, can I please get some quiet? This brother has traveled very far. He brought his whole family with him, right? We were talking about family earlier, and we all know that the foundation of many of our strength is our family. That's who we do it for. So the fact that this man is out here in Atlanta, he brought his whole family from New York, and he also brought brothers and sisters that are part of his institute. As a matter of fact, when I bring him up, I want him to come up with everybody that came with him. So we see how the brother's traveling, all right? So I'm about to introduce to you, in case you've never heard this brother before, a brother that's sure to blow your mind with the things that he's doing for family. So without any further ado, I welcome and I invite and I proudly present to you our brother, Q Butter. Alright? Give him a hand. Come on, y'all, clap it up, clap it up. It's the Q Butter and the XYAX Institute. Yes, indeed. Alright, peace to the God.
Sir,
Let everybody know who's up here. Who are these beautiful brothers and sisters that you got with you? Black Power, how y'all feeling? Now, let me get Black Power. Black Power. Black Power. Yeah. You got the whole family with us, XYAX, the movement. I'm Brother Q Butter. Got my partner in crime here, Dr. Hitman. He manages our, we got a lot of things we do. We have a music studio. I'll tell you about that. But he manages the studio. My queen right here, Marsha. My partner right here, Damo. Jack of all trades. Our children. My twin right here. My little twin. His twin. His queen. Botanical Balance Healing. We have an array and assortment of services that we provide to the community. We're going to talk to you about that real quick and hopefully inspire you. Well, I'm pretty sure most of you are already inspired. So the only thing we're going to do is just push the invigoration that you already have to the next level. Let me get another Black Power, please. I need another Black Power. I'm in Atlanta. We got to be back to New York City in like 13 hours. We have our own institute we built. We have 200 black children, black-only children around the country. Before COVID, we were doing remote education. 200 black children right now in our third year. So we're here to actually expand. Our sister Michi brought us down. I don't know if you're familiar with Michi X, but we're part of the Black Agenda Tour. And so she brought us down here to talk about expanding. We're looking at property, again, in pursuit and hopes of expanding and coming out here to bring what we do in New York and around the country to this wonderful city, to be around all of you beautiful people consistently, because this energy out here is beyond something that's just motivating and energetic. It's something that inspires. I got these girls done, and I'm girl-headed, I'm from New York, from a black person, a black on this. That's crazy to me. You know, everything is black out here, and to be, we're in Brooklyn, and that's one of the few places that you can actually experience that. You go to a black don't corner store, get some black socks, get some black food, got your black, like when we're at the building is black owned, the other location we have is black owned. All of our money goes black, the parents, to us black, to the volunteers black, to the landlord black. Only person that's getting us is, you know, the electricity and the cable. We ain't gonna get them yet. We on the way though, right? We work on the new 5G.
That's right. Do me a favor and let the family know the courses that you are providing at XYAX Institute.
So it's African centered first and foremost and STEM based. I know I present myself like this on purpose. I'm here to attract the youth and of course gravitate to the youth inside of the hoods, Bankhead. You know, we're enjoying East, you know, being over in the West End, but I want to check my young brothers in Bankhead and in Brownsville and Philadelphia. So I try to make sure my appearance is something that they can gravitate to and culturally speaks to them without even having to utter a word. Unfortunately, for a lot of us adults, it's immediately the opposite. Oh, he got gold teeth in the hood. However, I guarantee you that our curriculum is something that is beyond dope. I say that for the purpose of the word, beyond dope. African-centered STEM based. A lot of people say, what's African-centered mean? Well, for us, when we teach English, the language and the use of language was developed in Africa, which we all know. The first word, the way in which we describe, go this far to find this fruit, to use this medication to do this or do that. That is how we teach children from the very beginning the ideas of language, the usage of language, the scientific needs behind describing something quantitatively or qualitatively. We were the first to do that. We were the first engineers. We were the first to build observatories to measure the stars. We were just telling the children today, how do you recognize the racism by seeing the lives? You know, when it's a privilege to be able to teach children. You know, our class right now for astronomy, we're teaching them the expansion of the universe.
And I'm not teaching them Big Bang Theory, and we're teaching them like, no, these are the measurements. This is exactly what they're doing, the redshifting stars, understanding set these variables, understanding that there's no black people in the mix of this. When we started it, and now they're not there. One of my students today said, this is boring. I said, what was exciting to you in school? She said, nothing, and that's why this is boring to you. You wasn't properly introduced. She said, I learned more in 3 weeks in your program, 6 weeks she's been with us, than she had in 13 years of school. So I said, let's take the word boring out and just replace it with, I'm open to learning. You don't know what you like because you haven't been exposed to it. And that's why many of our educators, unfortunately, in these school systems, don't get to tell them, look, this is what we need. I tell the children, I don't care what part of the world you're going. You have to be black. You have to be African-centered. You have to look at it from that perspective. So we're teaching them about recognizing which rocks to use. You know, and when building properties, if you look at the different type of material that goes into the ground, the usage of vaccinations and what chemicals is being put inside of it, we need to have black people who have a black liberated mindset who understand that whatever they do must be in congruence with the development and furtherance of our people. That has to be developed into their mind extremely early on. And so in our institute and our movement, that is something that we push. STEM is what's going to deliver us to the next level. This microphone, you can make it on Amazon for $35. Every child in here should have a soldering kit. Every kid in our program has a soldering kit. Let me say that to you. Every kid in our program owns a soldering kit. That's one of the biggest accomplishments we have in the program right now. You know, every one of them will know how to solder, recognize the components on a circuit board, be able to make something, be able to fabricate something. We have, our program, we have designed mechanisms and structures. So we teach children how to frame, how to what? Make a what? Catapult, how to make a bridge, recognize the different types of bridges, recognizing the angles that's used to make sure bridges can actually sustain the different weights. With popsicles, we can show them a bridge. I'm going fast. I can make a kid with any, I can do that right now with kids. You right there, we can make a bridge out of popsicles that'll hold you, and you. And the science behind it is what we need to liberate us, because if we want to be independent, we need to know how to be independent. I'm tired of hearing about, oh, we want to be this black, we want to be that black. No, we are that black, and we want to be able to sustain ourselves, and that's going to require the education. And so I'm all about guns and all that good stuff, but I don't care about having a bunch of people that have a reading capacity at 3rd or 4th grade. That's not going to get us anywhere when we're fighting against people who you can't even enter their force unless you have a degree in a minimum of 60 degrees. That means you've taken some level of astronomy, algebra, you've taken essay reading level. They argue at a different level. And so we want to make sure our children are at the forefront of this. And we tell them every day, this is what it's about. You know, when we show the children that this system, unfortunately, none of my children in our program will be taught, I don't ever want to see your parents cry if something happens to you. That's the system. When we have to teach them from that system. So what you're looking at is a family who's there. This is balanced healing. He's teaching the children how to read the label from that point. And not just read the label. When we talk about health, we have what? Psychology, mental health and wellness. Then from there we go into nutritional health, basic physical health. We go to situation analysis. What to do when you're walking through the parking lot by yourself. We're also adding firearm training. We went to an event. Yesterday was one of the most prolific events we did also. We came down here and took 4 or 5 families to the range. And believe it or not, there was a family who was like divorced. Like that's like, I don't know what that is. We had a divorced family. It was a little scary. You know, the husband over there, the ex-husband, and the kids, like, y'all both got arms, big guns. But that happened, and that's all in pursuit of developing our community. And no place better than being at Atlanta to do these things. So when they ask about the curriculum, I mean, I can go in on the curriculum from every component, from math. When you learn how to do an angle, it is centered around black empowerment. I don't want to hear about flat earths unless you got a way to show me your formula for projectile motion. If you're learning the quadratic equation and how to do factoring, that's for black power. If you learn how to square something, it's for black power. If they teach you about social studies, it's from a black perspective, so that way you can survive in this world and able to be productive for the black community. When we teach you about the law system, it's so that you understand it from a black perspective. You're not going into about, oh, I got to do this. We want a student that want to run for politics. I said payola, propaganda, and then you got to, rub some tails. I don't want you to thinking that that's the way it goes. No, politics, rub some tails, a lot of powerful connections. This is what we're doing. One of my students want to do real estate. Here, let me show you about owner financing. Here, let's give you the money to start doing that owner financing. Y'all can pool your money together. So the reason I'm speaking so fast, I want to get across the sweat. Also have hopes of performing. You inspired the hell out of me. Oh my goodness, your performance is so dope. Buy her music. I'm about to go buy your song. That with the guitar, crazy. And so to continue.
Yeah, speaking of politics, real quick, I would love to hear your take on the political realities that we are facing right now, right? Not the fact that Joe Biden is the winner or the projected winner, but the fact that we're in a situation where they have a projected winner. Meaning that tomorrow or the next day, if they wanted to, they can say, you know what? He's not the winner. And we're going to take this to court. And then you'll have people now wanting to have civil war, or they'll be at each other because they took your joy away. So I just want to know from you, I don't know if you're into politics that deep, but what is your, what's the perception that you have of this political theater we have?
You said it first and foremost, it's fictitious. And for me, I'm about business and about empowering black people. The political forefront for us to be centered around what we want to mobilize in our community, what we control in our community. I think, personally, to inspire the conscious community, we need to run everything. In Atlanta, you have everything. So what that means is, from the shea butter to the strippers, all black, every dollar got to go through our community. And that's black politics. And how we control the resources, and that's what social studies teaches you. The maintenance and control and the transference of resources between nations. So when they're teaching your child social studies, they're not teaching you that, oh no, this is the reason why these borders are here, because they shot this one and this one shot this one, and it's all because of these ores that come out of these mountains. And that's why we can't get back into Haiti. That's why they keep demobilizing every one of these countries in the Caribbean, because they know they want to control these minerals. So when they're in earth science class, they're like, oh, this is boring. They don't understand that the minerals that they're learning about in social studies that are being robbed from us, they're all connected to our black skin. And so we have to show that circle, and why it's understanding that they need to know the differences in bullets. I asked my son, we never seen a black location protected by black guns, black men with black guns. I had to have my sons talk to that. Please don't. That is that is crazy. Like that is, we don't see it in New York. I only protect black people.
Family, I tried to explain to them.
That's crazy.
When I first got here, I was like, family, to see two young men wearing their hammers, and they're not the police.
Not the police. That's crazy.
We're not used to that. Where I come, they restricted our reality in New York by making guns in Jersey and other places. You don't, right? We don't see that. So there's two mentalities in America right now. There's people who are able to protect themselves, and there's people who not. That's two different worlds. We're not even in New York. We're not even citizens because we can't do what? There's something called the Second Amendment. We can't exercise that. They don't even let police carry a gun in New York like that. There's strict laws against even off-duty police. So I don't know if y'all read. I know there's a lot of people that are not from Atlanta, but being here and being able to arm yourself legally, there's an advantage to that. So I just wanted to mention that part.
And so in reference to politics, like I do credit repair. I teach people about credit repair, how to do it yourself. And the first thing I tell people, each county is different. Each legality that loan. There are in the South, there are no loans. I wasn't raised to go ask for no loans. I'd rather go take it. Define it depending on the state. Taking has different definitions.
Facts.
You feel me? Let me get a black power. Folks, you serious? Black power. Come on, man. Black power.
Black power.
Yeah. How much was I rap as well, you know. I know the rapper too. Well, we do everything as much as possible. Like being dynamic is part of our characteristics as black people. Some of us do hair and do security and, own property. Other of us do other things. And the more we support our arts and crafts, the more we can get further with what we do. And the opportunity as an artist, I only do conscious music. I only do music for black people to inspire black people. So I had to update Dreadness. I'm like, bro, can I please perform? My brother Dambo is one of the dopest steel pan artists in the country. So if you don't get to see him now, he is like any song you want to do, wedding, whatever you have going on, he flies anywhere and he will play anything you want to have, masters any song. Steel pan artist, hopefully he gets to play something in a couple minutes. He's sending him a song. But back to the movement and what we have going on, credit repair, financial literacy, health, property, real estate, whatever we can do to get us to the next level. Taking about, I noticed something, I went on tour not too long and I noticed the gun laws. In Atlanta, they're using the CCW law as a way to keep black people out. Because a lot of people I spoke to, how many people have their conceal and carry license? This is exactly what I mean. How many people in here heard of the website Arms List? You see what I mean? So, if you go on this website, and how many people here own a gun? You see what I mean? And this is the reality that we want to change. Everybody in here should have a gun. One revolver, one automatic, either dual action or single action handgun. You should also have a pump action gun, at least 5 bullets or 5 slugs to 6 slug. You should also have an AR-15 in your house. And I'm from the north, we don't have these opportunities. So I want to come down here next time and feel like, who got a gun? Because if I go to the hood in Brownsville, we don't have who's that? Everybody gonna pull out a little 38. I need to feel it. We in Atlanta, because if we went to one of these white folk spots and we said, who got their gun? We ain't gonna have that one. Everybody, let me hear your 45s go off. You heard number 45s go off. Let me hear 40. And so when we're talking about these politics, the reality is the opportunity. Back to a soldering iron. How many people own a soldering iron here? How many of the sisters own a sewing machine? You see, this is how many people know how to make a soldering iron. How many people know how to make a sewing machine? How many people know it's the exact same science? And who else knows that a black person created both of those? And who is the biggest producer of both of those products now? China. And ask me something. Does China respect America's copyright laws? Is that not gangster? So they robbed the people that robbed us and then came back. And who's the biggest consumer of hot irons right now? Black people. Who here holds a space heater? This is the reality we have. This is the reality. And if we don't look at it down to the people, what are we doing? Obama had no national plan and walked himself into that office. Kamala Harris had no national plan. So when you ask me about politics, how many people in here know of an organization that services over 10 cities in America? That's black owned. I just told you that I service children in 40 cities. Now I want you to think about that. That's not good. Planned Parenthood is over 500 to 1,000 cities offering free services. How many sisters need to go to OBGYN for free? Get a pap smear, check for cancer. These are the services they offer. Who needs some free condoms? So we talk about black politics and black liberation. What's killing our community right now? STDs. So we're at war with Planned Parenthood. Leading cause of death is abortions. So don't tell me how many people are giving out free condoms? That's for me politics. As an engineer, it's about solving challenges. I don't like using the word problems. So the challenge at hand, what the equation is, solving the STD issue. We need to be able to give out more precautionary measures and tools for precautionary measures. However, that's not being done. And then we turn around and ask a white person, we want to put a black person in that's going to talk about, be able to help us. That ain't going to work. Now when I look at the drug dealers who go over across seas and buy coke and come back over here, pack it, cook it, sell it, move it, without ever touching a white person's hand. I don't understand that. I don't. So for me, this is the challenges and the opportunities. But we have to say it. What have you done nationally? There's no way you can get up here and talk for black people and you don't have not one way of saying, I can show you right now my team, I've helped 800 black people for free with their credit. I single-handedly brought millions of dollars and removed millions of dollars in debt off of people's credit for free. That's not worth being clapping. I could have did more. It's cool, but I can give you perspective. And when you say politics, when somebody gets on the stage and says something in front of you, what are they presenting? What capacity do they have? Like a song? Oh, we're gonna start with you know something. Punch you crack in the face, not your teeth out, hey? Yes, politics and controlling everything in our community. Weeds come in our neighborhood, I want in. So I'm gonna show you how to make. I'm gonna switch times right now. We got wireless mic. Yeah.
RBG set triple mix, man.
Yeah.
See,
I know this one. I don't get to be in front of black people like black power. So please use some energy. I'm gonna go for a seat on now.
mix, man.
I'm playing with you folks, I'm playing the streets out.
If you not working with more, then what's the street bound? I'm contest tools like
I'm playing with you folks, I'm playing the streets out.
if you not working with more, then what's the street bound? I'm contest tools like you not a black, you need a black.
How you up a black, you don't even pay.
Yeah, I'm such a big on these practice. You only show when you drop the bag, you don't act up. You do the blood, you don't see shit. Nah, you try to ask some persons with they full clips. Black in any weather, fuck the bullshit. When I rob, black lives, no blueprints. You know the life, you know. Black brother, no shoot yours, you know. No more about integration. What? I only want this on my nation. Any means from your hands. I'ma start checking all you count as clams. One direction, either up or down.
Punch your cracker straight in your face, I got this deep down. Yeah! I'm playing with none of these dudes. We bring the streets out. If we not put any work, there wasn't to speak about. But if you don't talk to do it, like what they be out. Yo, so this one right here. Yeah. I'm good. So this one right here is called Let It Go. Let It Go. Forgive me, I'm teaching all the time, so it doesn't like I don't know my words. You know, it's act like that, you know what I'm saying? So, this one right here about Let It Work. Something that's work. Too often we hear people talking, get on stage, black this, black that, give me your money, sell me your things. I'm from Brooklyn, I personally want to Robin Hood. So this song is my Robin Hood song, you know, and we want to bring everything back and bring it to y'all. Try to be politically correct as possible, you know what I'm saying? I always have the Robin Hood. I live in the Let's go! Let's go! All I hear is talking out, see the words. All I hear is talking out, see the words. Let your Lord come and let him know. Toxic baby niggas in the floor. Take a chance and try to get the floor. Take a chance, we take it, let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Get the block for the keys, take it, let it go. Get the block for the keys, leave it right to the wall. I'm looking with a pain that's been lost. Don't step in with the relationship. Looking with the smoking on the English. What? We didn't let us just walk on the English. What? We keep working on the people. I'm working with the kingdom. Yeah, we taking over all the lanes run home. Watch us breaking on the red free. While you take control, just take the streets. With the blind over here taking this. Fuck the police and all, watch them bring it evil. Black is a motherfucker, let them know. Cops and red niggas in the floor. Check the checks and how we catch these flows. Can't we take it, let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Yeah, we let it go. It's not what we need, thinking I let it go. It's not what we need, we know how to let go. Yeah, we are going to do the same shit. Just in the devil, we let the same shit. Whoa. I gotta breathe about that. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, let it go. Whoa. Black is a motherfucker, yeah, let them know. Toxic ready. Them motherfuckers is the foe. Paper chaser, yeah, let it go. Yeah. Like, whoa. That's the box. Wherever we go, gotta let it go for us. Put it in black, trust in black, do for black, and that's what we gotta talk about. Put on that next one there. If you love that RBT flag, if you love that black and green, start your army. Every day you wake up. All I see around me. All I see around me. All around me. All the cheeks, take my pedigree. All I see around me. All around me. All the cheeks, take my pedigree. All I see around me. All around me. All the cheeks, take my pedigree. All I see around me. All around me. All the cheeks, take my pedigree. All I see around me. Practice and practice. This is the army. I'm practice and army. All I see around me. That's around me. It's on that place, on that place, on that job, I'm letting my feelings straight shine. Heard the whole world is a inside the mind. Mine is a weapon, you know I can take mine. To the left, the step between the eyes, all this stuff. All this hate, all the shit that they put in our plate. They killing my flag, thugging in face, that red up, you make the power of my stick. That's why I try to deal with the black plus. For all those men can't act slow. Hands in my class when I pass go. Let's let these shots get fast go. So we won't have to last time. Still with the glass for my last time. Still with the shot for the last time. Come in the black for this black shine. That's why all I see around, all around, all these chicks, take my pedigree. All I see around, all around, all these chicks, take my pedigree. All I see around, all around, all these chicks, take my pedigree. All I see around, all around, all these chicks, take my pedigree. Take on my flag hell high. All I see is black power everywhere I go. Thank you for the energy. You got 1 minute, Tamo? Yeah, Tamo. I want to bless you, my brother Tamo, for the stage. We're inside, please. Thank you for the energy. I love you, man. Appreciate it. We just don't see it.
Matter of fact, DJ, pull up a beat, pull up something, we're gonna go on with it.
Get a mic real quick. Y'all enjoying the music, family? Yeah. All right. So my name is Damo, the Jack of all trades, Damo J-O-A-T. Make sure y'all use that so y'all can find my music. I just dropped a new video. It's called My Mother. It's dedicated to all the divine feminine energy out there, all the ladies out there that's given, you know, every living being out here came through that portal, right?
That's
you, right? As a mother. So please go check that out. Damo J-O-A-T. And I'm gonna drop some one. Can I get you guys to clap with me? I need you guys to kind of clap along with me. I'm gonna be basically playing with the live music for you guys for this one. All right, guys? Cool?
Yeah.
So, raped on the streets. I see a lot of people through the plumbers, through the I see a lot of cops selling guns to the G. I see a lot of babies having babies. I see a lot of girls, but where's my ladies? I see a lot of people, but they acting lazy. Complaining about the man, that shit is crazy. I said, no, peace, unity is what we need. Equality is what we need. Friendship and honesty is what we need. Equity and economy is what we need. College education is what we need. Respect and motivation is what we need. It's what we need. You see, that's all I can
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, y'all.
Y'all, give that man another round of applause. Once they open America back up, we got the Melanin Monday call coming out. City Review. So what we gonna do is take a quick break. But before we take a quick break, all of my entrepreneurs who got us business, y'all want to get up here real quick and let the fam know what y'all doing. The brother with the children books, please come up here with your books. Brother with the copper, yeah, come on, let the family on the internet see you. Jefferson, that's right. So we're gonna take a break. I highly encourage that you support. I got my clothing line, Kings County right there. I highly suggest that, just show love, get what you need from these young businesses and whatnot. I'm gonna introduce you to a few of them, starting with this young man right here. How you doing, good brother?
Yes.
What's your name?
My name Merch Life Jet. I came.
Oh, hold on, y'all, real quick, please. We about to take a break. Let me just get a little bit of quiet for about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes.
I ain't gonna be long. What's up, y'all? It's Merch Life J.
Merch Life.
Merch Life.
Merch Life.
Motivational, inspirational speaker for single parents and entrepreneurs across the globe. So I got these 3 books that I wrote, right? First, I wrote My Father Is. It basically promotes fatherhood, but it subconsciously tells your children what they could be before society tells them what they can't be.
Protect black fathers.
You already know. So when I wrote that book, my son, he actually came up with the concept for this one. So he's the co-author of this one. This is a 10-year-old author right here.
That's right. Here we go. Hold on. What about mommy?
Right. This all his idea. This all his idea. I had no, no intention on creating that. So then, this one stemmed from. This is actually part 2 of My Mother Is. This is my actual mother on the cover. Good. So I dedicated this book to her. That's my older brother. That's my older sister. Inside of the book, all of the pictures illustrated in the book are actually my sister and her kids. Wow. So this is about legacy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And not just about legacy. It's about like I said, teaching our children that they can be whatever they want to be. They don't got to rap, sell drugs, or play sports to make it out of whatever situation they in. Man, I just want to tell the kids the truth, like I said before. They come out here and get told stuff like, you ain't supposed to live past 17, because I really believed that at one time. So I lived my life like that at one time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's it, man.
Where did you told me you traveled from somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I came all the way from Philly. I moved down here actually because I heard it was like Wisconsin, and there was no lies. That's right. It's exciting. But y'all can find me on Instagram, Merch Life J, and the books are merchLifeMarket.com.
How much are these books?
They only. Right now they 50% off, so they want for 12, 2 for 20.
All right, make sure, make sure y'all tap in the brother's setup right there. All right, good thanks, King. No doubt. Peace. All right, and for the internet family, where can they find your website?
MERCHLifeMarket.com.
MERCHLifeMarket.com. All right. Next up, Jefferson in the building, athletics. Come on. Peace to the God.
Peace, peace, peace. What up? What's up, internet? I'm back there with the line. It's a world's first conscious sportswear line. So we do things from melanated history, such as Nat Turner, Black Panthers,
More the noise.
Beirut. And we take those particular iconic figures and created sports motifs for it. We got jerseys, jackets, hats, basketball shorts, all embroidery, all quality, top quality. So you can go in Foot Locker and compare it. You know, if you purchase something, you can go in Foot Locker and compare it to what they got in there on Champs or DTLR, and it's on a higher level. Or at least it's gonna beat that level, but I think it exceeds it because it harnesses the energy of your ancestors, so you can carry that around with you wherever you go if you're wearing it.
How important, my good brother Jefferson, is on the noise, y'all. We're gonna take the break in a few minutes. Just give us a few minutes. How important is it to have the motifs of your ancestors on your persons, like as a uniform, when you out here in these streets representing a certain type of light and frequency? How important is it to stand out and not look like everybody else?
Well, it's very important. So you have that uniform.
Please be quiet.
You can identify with. So if you see somebody with something like one of my jerseys on and one of my t-shirts, you already know their frequency. So you can approach that person and you can build with that person because you already know where they at. Like if you see somebody with Olu's crown on, you know what they on. You see somebody with Kings County, you know what they on. So that's your community right there without you even knowing. You see somebody with that on, you know they're on the wave, they're on the correct path. So you can build with that person and create community from there.
Yeah, I was told that uniform is uniformity. Right? Uniform is uniformity. If a bunch of people show up to fight a fire wearing street clothes, you wouldn't take them serious. But when they show up all dressed like firemen, and they're in uniform, and it's uniformity in that. So you're looking at the men that are dressed like firemen to put out the fire. So your uniform and your wardrobe, key word, wardrobe, defines where you are mentally. Because it defines you. But anyway, thank you, my good brother. Make sure y'all check out Athletics in the back. That's our good brother Jefferson. We got that grip.
AFR_LETICS.
Yeah, internet. All right. Next up, got good brother. Come on. Peace to the God. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes. Let them know about your brand.
I have the pleasure to introduce myself to the community today. You know, the name is Hassan. It's also community guys. The name of the brand is called Dashi Colors. As you can hear, Dashi Colors, 2 words, Dashiki and Colors.
Dashi Colors. I like that.
So Dashiki is one of the oldest African fabric used by our ancestors. So what we're trying to do is combine this urban wear, that how people wear here is like hoodies and jackets and hats. So what we're trying to do is combine the history to what's going on right now. Like the way we are wearing clothes right now is by hoodies. Some of our brothers, they are not comfortable wearing the original African dashiki. What they are comfortable to wear is a hoodie, a hat, or maybe a jacket. So it's put the African fabrics on top of that.
Right.
You know, at least to feel who we are, who we really are. We're gonna be right here wearing something that's not about us. It's high time to believe in us, you know, and do this thing for ourselves and put this money in our community.
So it's basically modernizing the cultural motif, or modernizing an ancient look with a modern look and merging the two. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly
dope. That's dope. Make sure y'all check out our good brother in Dashiki and Dashi Colors. Right there in the back. Alright, tap in. Yes, yes. What nation? What nation on the continent?
West Africa, Senegal.
Senegal in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Peace, God.
Peace, King.
Yes, indeed. What's your name?
My name is Flying God.
Yes, Flying God. Let him know what you got, King.
Our brand is We Are Fly God, teaching everyone flying your own way. teaches self-love. God stands for forever loving yourself. It's something I suffered growing up, trying to fit in. I learned to love myself, who I am, be myself always and at all times. And that's all.
Dope. What you got? What you selling?
I got some beans with me right now, some beans.
Some beans. Yeah, I saw you outside. Those was fire. You got it on? Yeah.
I got
Look, you got it right in the pouch. You ready for action. That's what I'm talking about.
I got pink.
That's right. So as you know, the weather is changing. We gotta protect our crown and whatnot. The brother got some arms for y'all, some skull caps. Check them out. You gonna be over there set up? Or you gonna be mobile?
I'm mobile.
You mobile like Amazon. Just pull up on it.
That's right. Hey, you can check out my Instagram. We are Fly God. Check me out DM. You can check out the website in the bio. Peace.
And that's a dope act. That is a crazy fly acronym that you have. And you know, yeah, let them know what it is again. The fly.
Forever love yourself.
Forever love yourself. Alright, thank you, King. I appreciate it. Next up, who has a table set up and you want to promote? You have it? Come on, Sister Sage is in the building. Please give it up for Sage, y'all. Let them know what you have, please. And let the internet know.
Yes, hello. My name is Sage. IG is organic.sage. Tonight I have my infused drinks in the back. I'm asking for a sample, but I also offer body massage, reflexology, and aromatherapy. Come talk to me.
That's right. Thank you, sis. Come talk to her. That's what I'm talking about. So look, 10 minutes. Somebody set your starter or your timer off. Oh, we got one more business. Peace.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chanel, and over there, my table is Tummy Treasure's waist beads. I have authentic West African waist beads. All of my beads are actually imported from Ghana, so those are authentic, traditional West African waist beads. Y'all come holler at me. My IG is my Tummy Treasures, and the website is the same, mytummytreasures.com.
That's right. All right, fellas. That waist bead along with a WYD text will get you in the house later. And that's a good gift. You got something to tell me,
Yes, sir.
Kyrie in the building.
Hey, so I got to start, but I didn't get to finish and exactly explain why I was speaking about numbers. So what I do is I provide information from the divine and from my ancestors using, well, simply, I use numbers, but more specifically, I use playing cards. So ultimately, if you're interested for a donation-based demonstration, I got you. I have this thing called a manifestation reading, which is a 4-card spread. The first card dealing with what you're hearing now. Second card dealing with what's to come, what you're manifesting. The third card dealing with how to get there, like the cheat codes to get there. And the fourth card is just basically the cap on the top. So yeah, mess with that, because I mean,
tap in, y'all.
Aside from that, it's $100 an hour consultations, because it's that serious for me and you. So we gotta start playing ourselves. But we're here for donation-based demonstrations right now. Hey, and you can just pay attention. You ain't got no money. Pay attention.
All right, y'all. So we